Life is precious, and we all have the opportunity of living it to the fullest. Unfortunately, so few of us know how to manage it all. How do we account for our opportunities? How do we account for our time? How do we account for our relationships, health, spirituality, homes, finances, influence, and careers? How do we account for the one life we have to live? I am so glad you asked. In this program, you will find answers to all of these questions and more. Welcome to the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore.
What is going on? I want to welcome you back today. Here's what we're talking about. The time is now. The time is now. Look, overcoming procrastination in pursuit of your purpose. Now, let's just kind of look at what is procrastination. What is that? Have you ever procrastinated before? Because procrastination is to delay the inevitable. You know you want to do something, but for some reason, I don't do it. So today we're going to look at overcoming procrastination in the pursuit of your purpose, because I know if you're like me, you have a purpose, or at best you believe there is a purpose for your life. And today we're going to overcome procrastination. We're going to put that word. We're just going to get rid of it. How about that? All right. So guys, I'm super excited about this because the time is right now. And so I just kind of give you a little bit more of the backstory of being away from the podcast, because I think that's really important. Be on the purpose for which I know I've been personally been creating why this podcast is here. So, I was going through a phase of, writing the new book that's coming out January 15th, January 5th, it's 15th, right? Wait, no, it's not the 15th. Hold on. It's January. I know I said it once. Oh, why am I not getting the calendar like the way I want it? It's January the 16th, January 16th. So January 16th, new book's going to come out. I'm not saying the name yet, and that's for a reason. So when that book comes out, I want you to go buy the book. Got to go buy the book. But at any rate, so I'm in the process of writing this book, Transformation. That's all it's like. That's what it's about. Got the message of transformation, 2022. All right, listen to that. I got the message of transformation January of 2022. Then January of 2023, then I got this other message, breakthrough, right? Then it was like breakthrough. Breakthrough and transformation is pretty much the same thing. So I get the message of breakthrough January of 2023. And then somewhere down the line, I started getting some mentorship. Mentor passed away. I'm like, oh my goodness. And then right after that, it was like, write a book. Write a book on what? Then it's like, write a book on transformation, long story. And so I started writing the book. And what I discovered after we shut the podcast down for a couple of months is that book is what happened to me. That book is what happened to me. Now, when you read this book, it's not going to be like, oh, this is Jay's story. No, it's not a story, even though I'm in the story. I'm in the story. You understand what I'm talking about? I'm in the book. I'm all throughout the book. I'm just not telling you where I am in the book. Now, I do mention in the very beginning of the book, kind of like some things that happened in my life that, some stories about some incidents. But for the most part, throughout the book, as I'm sharing stories, some of the stories are about me, but most of the stories are about life, about people. Most of them you may be able to relate to, situations that other people had. Even you may not be able to relate to the fact that, you're not a caterpillar and a caterpillar becomes a butterfly. You can't relate to being that, except that we all can transform just like the caterpillar. Dramatic change. I'm talking about in form and appearance. All right. So that's the foundation of what this is about. Now, here's the thing. Was I procrastinating the inevitable? Was I not really trying to find out what God was saying during 2022? Was I just focused on what I wanted to be focused on? These are questions that I had to ask myself. And here's what I came up with. I was procrastinating. I was not facing head on what God wanted. I know. Like, well, Jay, you've accomplished this and you were able to do, I was able to do those things, but those things are small compared to the purpose for which God has created me. Those things are tiny. And so when I look at it, God gives me a word. And then I just take the word, I run down the road. And what happened is I didn't actually do what he needed me to do. September 23 comes, 2023, and he says, just stop yourself, just chill. I'm like, I got the word to stop. Maybe we're going to do something new. This is what I'm thinking. There's a new podcast coming. There's a new word coming. No new words. No, it was just, this is the word I gave you, son. See, April of 2022. Yeah, it was April 2022. So I went back to my alma mater, the college that I graduated from. And I gave a short talk. And in the talk, I said, when God puts a word in your mouth, right? When God puts a word in your mouth, then you now have a part of the word that he already is. Because God is word. God is the word. But then when he gives you one, it's like, hey, take that word and use that word over and over and over and over and over. And this is where I want you to go with the word. So God put a word in my mouth. But yet I was procrastinating. All right. How does one overcome procrastination? Because that's what you want to know. You want to know, well, Jay, well, okay, you're telling me that you procrastinate. You're telling me that you did some things that, I wasn't off. I wasn't off the path. I was on the path. I just wasn't quite getting where I needed to be fast enough. God said, I need you to go faster. So how do you overcome procrastination when you've procrastinated? Let's first figure out, what is procrastination? All right. In the dictionary, it probably says procrastination is a delay. It's a delay. Now I'm going to pull up a scripture that I've queued up for today, and it's found in 2 Corinthians 6 and verse 2. And here's what it says. For he saith, I've heard thee in a time accepted, and in the day of salvation have I scoured thee. Behold, now is the acceptable time. Behold, now is the day of salvation. I'm going to read it one more time for the people in the back. For he said, now is the time. And in the day of salvation have I secured, I know it's King James Version, secured thee. Behold, now is the time. Behold, now is the day. Now, so procrastination is to delay right now. That's what procrastination is. So it's like, I need to do something, but when should I do it? Right now. Have you ever heard the phrase, it's now o'clock? Have you ever heard the phrase, do it now? Have you ever thought to yourself, instead of waiting, I should do it? Have you ever said to yourself, you know what? There's no better time than the present. Have you ever thought about those things before? And yet you still said, well, maybe tomorrow. So in Matthew 6 and 33, it says, seek first the kingdom of God and his righteousness, for all these things will be added to you. Now, here's the thing. It means seek first the kingdom right now. And all these things will be added. So right now, seek first. Don't wait till tomorrow. See, because tomorrow in verse 34 of chapter 6, it says tomorrow will worry all of its own. So if I'm going to wait till tomorrow to do something, a new word is going to show up. And then what's going to happen is I'm going to procrastinate on the thing I should have did yesterday. And then it's going to be yesterday every day. And you see where I'm going. And you say, wow, a year's gone by. And I'm not where I thought I would be. Seriously, has it ever happened to you where, it's been 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 years, and you say, man, I feel like I should be further along in life. I feel like I should be more successful. I feel like my business should have grown even bigger. Man, I feel like I should have more money in the bank account. I should have lost all that weight that I gained over the past few years. I feel like things should have changed. I feel like my marriage should have changed. I feel like other relationships that I have that should have changed. I feel like things should have changed. Things change when you change. Things change when you change, Jay. Right? So as we look at what procrastination is, we want to first get that straight. Procrastination is to delay today. It's to delay the right now. That's what it is. See, because if we were to do all the things that we know we should do today, and then tomorrow we wake up, we won't ever have to look behind us. See, in one of the chapters of the book, it's focused on just forgetting the past. Like, don't even look at it. Don't even allow it to come into your mind. Like, because the past is the past. Like, have you ever thought about the past being the past? And especially if it's the past that I don't like, why would I ever talk about what I don't like? I should make note of it. Here's why we want to make note of the past. Make sure you get this part. We want to make note of the past so that we can say to the past, okay, I know what I did wrong because I know what results I've gotten. And so I'm going to make note of those wrongs and those results because those results, they ain't what I want. And if those results aren't what I want, then I'm going to make note of it so that when the moment comes when it feels like I'm going to do something that's going to get me those results, I'm going to stop. I'm going to procrastinate at that point. See, sometimes you got to have a good procrastination. You got to say, you know what, procrastination is good. You never heard that before. Procrastination is good. Here's when it's good. It's good when you need to delay doing something that you shouldn't do. Man, I should, go to the gym. I should go to the gym, but I don't go to the gym because I was sleeping or I was, hanging out or I was working so much and I didn't go to the gym. Look, yes, there's people who just work and work and work and they don't take care of themselves. I would have to say that you are more important. You are more important than everything. Because if you're gone, then the everything doesn't matter. So it's put into practice today, the things that you need to do today. So overcome procrastination. Here's how you do it. All right. This is it. And then we're going to let you go. Here's how you do it. It's simple. What's the one thing I need to do right now to move me in the direction of the result that I want? Just one. See, because if I got a list of 20 things, then I'm going to get conflicted about what thing I should do. Oh, but then you say, Jay, well, I do have a list of 20 things. What things should I do? Well, that's contextual. See, that's me knowing what you're doing and then helping you through it. I can't do that on the podcast because I don't know what you have to do. But I'm going to use a couple examples. I'm going to use your health, and I'm going to use health. I'm just going to call it health. I'm not going to call it working out. I'm just going to call it health because you got to choose what area you're going to focus on. There's multiple areas in health, right? There's the mental side. There's that's huge. There's the spiritual side. That's huge. There's the physical side. That's huge. There's the internal side. Internal is what you eat. So you got what you eat, then there's what you do, then there's what you think, and then there's how you think. So these are healths that you have to say, well, which one can I focus on first? See, because I don't want you to focus on all four of those. You just want to choose one. But Jay, I really would like to lose some weight. Great. Here's how you do it. Just start writing everything down that you eat. Just write everything down. Everything. I'm talking about, it doesn't matter if you just took a taste of something. Write it all down. I'm not telling you to do anything else except write everything down. See, because you got to first take an accounting. That's why this is called the account for your life. Accounting is at the heart of success. It's at the heart of it. Without accounting, you actually don't know what happened. So you got to first use some accounting on what it is that you're already doing without going into, I'm going to stop doing this, I'm going to stop doing it. You got to first account for it. Take 7 days and account for all the stuff you eat. Then you can actually say, well, let's look at what we ate. Like, don't change what you eat. Well, Jay, because, or if you just know what you ate over the last 7 days, great. But I want you to just, that's the first hard. It's going to be hard because that's easier than losing the weight. Ooh, yeah. That's easier than losing the weight. Why? Because most people want to lose weight. And especially if you got a midsection, you got stuff around your waist, that's the hardest part to lose. Hardest. So you got to first account for what's going in. That's the first step. That's what you do. And you can apply this to all the stuff, business, relationships, right? You can apply to all of it. What are you doing now? Man, I got a great exercise for myself. I just came up with something for myself. I'm sharing with you the first time. Overcoming procrastination, the how. And so I'm going to actually create this as a little side note because I'm just realizing that this is powerful. So overcome procrastination and pursuit of your purpose just starts with the accounting first. Do some accounting. Where are you now? Where are you right now? Look at where you are right now by accounting for what you're already doing. You're not making any adjustments yet. Because if I were to come in and say, Jay, this is what you got to do, you're going to first say no because you don't want to do it. You don't want to give up this stuff. So you have to decide that. So if you do this, even if you say, well, Jay, can I do it less than 7 days? Do it for 3. Do it for 3 days. 3 days is cool. Like if you really want to get started, do it for 3 days. That's the first discipline. Do it for 3 days. And then after you do it for the 3 days, look at your accounting. And then I'm going to say, do a look back. So that's something that we do in accounting. There's a look back period, when I think that they use that in tax. When you sell something, when you sell something, it's in bankruptcy. If you sell something, prior to bankruptcy, they want to see when you sold it because really they're just trying to find out if you were trying to, defraud the government. So it's what's the look back. So look back at the last 3 days and see if you can come up with, what happened those 3 days prior. Then that case, you have a good sample size of what's going on. You say, wow, okay, I'm going to do this for my business because this is good. So I'm going to look back and then I'm going to look forward and then I'm going to look at it and then I'm going to start removing. Now, here's the thing. You may have to remove everything. And if you have to remove everything, then that's okay. Remove everything. But then once you if you have to remove everything, then you start placing in the stuff that's actually going to get you where you want to go. Right? If it's weight loss, you know what that is. Like, it'll be easy. Eat you some chicken, eat you some broccoli, drink you some water. Don't put in the stuff that's going to jack you up. And the sugars will definitely mess you up. So do that. I can almost say with certainty. I don't know how long it'll take, but you will see some results. And you'll start seeing the results in a fairly decent amount of time. So if you want to overcome procrastination, what are you going to do? You're going to account for it by looking at what you're doing over the next, just say 3 days. For 3 days, you're going to account for what you're doing, and then you're going to look back 3 days to see what you did the 3 days prior. Look at that, and then from there, I think you know what to do. And if you don't, you can always reach out. But that's how you overcome procrastination and pursue the purpose. You got to actually figure out where you're at so that you can move forward. And if you move forward, I know you're going to account for life. I know you're going to be the person. I know you're going to get to your purpose at some point, because that's why I'm here. I'm here to help you account for your life so that you can live your life in the pursuit of your purpose. Guys, I'm super excited. This is Jay Moore, the Healthy Accountant, helping you to account for your life. God bless, and I will see you on the next episode. Peace.
Thanks for joining us, listening friends. We are so glad you invested this time with us. Always remember, you only have one life to live, so live it to the fullest. This has been the Account for Your Life podcast with your host, the healthy accountant himself, Jay Moore. Until next time, make it a great day.